When Bureau agents go out in the field, the sites of altered world events, we study the materials, the altered items they bring back. It's always something we've never seen before, and studying them requires new instruments, methodologies, sometimes entirely new fields of science.
Emily really loves her job.
See, there's no guidebook for what we do here. Everything that happens at the Bureau, including the science, is without precedent.
What exactly is the Ocean View Motel?
That's a bigger question than you might think. You see, I have extreme doubts that the motel is a single place. I mean, look at all the doors inside it. Where do they all go? We know that one door leads to the oldest house, but how come we can only ever open that one door? Maybe to open a door, you have to have entered through it. So if every door leads to a different dimension, plane, reality, whatever you want to call it, then I believe that the motel is firm proof that parallel universes exist.
Does Darling agree with that?
I haven't told him yet. I'm waiting until I can prove it.
What can you tell me about control points?
They're nexus points of the oldest house's unique energies. Well, I wrote a 30-page proposal hypothesizing that we could siphon energy directly from them. Darling didn't even get through the first page before he turned it down.
Right. And, has anyone ever used them to teleport around?
What? No. What, I mean, you mean physically? No, not that I've ever heard of. Why?
Because that's how they work for me.
What? Really? Oh my god. More tests.
Let's hold off on the tests until later, okay?
Okay. It's just... wow. I mean, this blows my control point theories right out of the water. I love it.
See you soon.
Be careful out there.
Alright, so that was some new information. Okay, so we've got another mod again. So some of these things we could deconstruct in the future, but we want to see where we go with it first. Alright, let's get this on the road. Okay. That's pretty cool. Trophy earned. Proper handling procedures.
Sektorista first. The doctor's dog is back. What Gilla päätti? Paska mikä paska.
Look alive. Director on deck.
trophy earned, first on the scene. Any more bad guys? No. Alright. That was very good. Okay, so we got a new mod again. Got a new weapon mod as well. All right. Find Marshall. So where do I need to look for Marshall?
These readings are erratic even for the oldest house. The hiss are tampering with it somehow, agitating it, matching frequencies maybe.
I'm guessing he'll be in the research sector. Okay. Central Research.
Welcome to the research sector of the Federal Bureau of Control. I'm Dr. Casper Darwin, head of research. Somebody call.
Alright, that was a fucking task and a half. Emergency call summary. Event summary: a possible AWE in which an unnamed individual experienced transcorporeality via a phone line. Event is notably similar to AWE, something in which something. Event response: event is believed to have been caused by something, and as a result the following measures have been taken to prevent, and then obviously it's whatever it is. Okay. A HISS sniper. Summary: Bureau snipers specialize in eliminating threats from a distance. Using the telltale searchlights affixed to their rifles to search for targets, HISS snipers are no less... I can't fucking speak, man. Are no less lethal. The corruption has not changed their tactics. They clearly prefer to maintain a good distance from their target, waiting in elevated positions for a clear shot. Care should be taken in open spaces. Check the balconies. I should note that their rifles are equipped with a bayonet for close quarters combat, and the HISS snipers are well aware of how to use it. Refer to file something for full report. Multimedia. Research sector.
Welcome to the research sector of the Federal Bureau of Control. I'm Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Somebody thought this video would make for great internal communications. I'm looking at you, Mr. Tomasi. So, this is where the magic happens. Anyway, I've been here for 24 years now. I've always been here. And through those years, we've made astonishing discoveries, authored studies of grave importance, and in all this work, there is one thing we know, and that's how little we truly know. Rest assured, we're committed to keep pushing the known laws and borders of reality, and to make the Bureau proud. So, welcome. Assuming you have the necessary clearance, and do follow the safety protocols. Read the manual. Otherwise, bad things will happen.
Alright, another weapon mod again. Lovely jabbly. Okay, we're pretty happy with that at the moment. New material, intrusive pattern. Right, before we go anywhere near where we're meant to go, let's go all the way over this way. Plant complaints. Hey, so I was just wondering about the plants in research. Is it really necessary to sing to them? Question mark. I mean, that janitor does have a nice voice and the plants sure seem to like it. Maybe he could just switch it up a bit? Question mark. I'm getting pretty tired of the tango. And where did these plants even come from? Question mark. No one seems to remember when they were planted. And people like them a bit too much if you ask me. Are we being invaded by house plants? Question mark. Worth looking into. Dr. Lewis. Synchronicity. A glimpse into the supernatural synchronicity and the unseen connections. Introduction. Synchronicity is a phenomena long recognized by the wise, but only recently given a name by science. It's how we rationalize events connected by no identifiable causality, yet clearly conjoined in purpose. How does a dream foretell an event in the physical plane? Question mark. Why do hounds bail at the death of their master, which has occurred miles away? Question mark. The world is unified in ways we do not yet understand, and sometimes we stumble across these invisible, unseen chords and wonder at the results. The visionary Carl Jung laid the road, now we must walk it. My fledgling research department will make it our mission to reliably reproduce something behavior by the close of 1959. Once done, the mechanics of synchronicity will lay themselves bare in due time. We are striding into the future of science. History may not remember our names, but God himself will. Refer to file something for full report. Okay, let's see what happens when we go higher up. Trophy earned, record keeper.
Can never pass through. Dimensional research.
Ashtray maze. Whoa. That fucking shit me up, that, to be fair. Very nice indeed. Alright.
I'm averse to using objects of power. I don't want to lean on things I ultimately can't trust. But the ashtray and the cigarette, smoking there forever, have their uses. The ashtray maze they conjure is an impossibly changing labyrinth that no one but the binder, and those the binder invites, can ever pass through. The things we hid in dimensional research, the things Darling studies, the danger and the risk involved, call for every measure of security and protection I could bring to the table. The maze, hands down, is our strongest lock. I gave Darling and his chosen crew license to pass through the maze. Lately, I've started to think I should revoke that license.
Alright. Astral plane. Summary. The Bureau has spent years studying why objects of power transport users into the astral plane when touched. My predecessor, Dr. Ash, theorized that a potential receptacle, in brackets, determined by Jungian archetypes and the collective subconscious, would be inhabited by paranatural energies when an AWE occurred in its vicinity, creating an altered item. Over time, a link was created by the something and the astral plane to the item, making it an object of power. So many additional theories have been raised since Dr. Ash's time. Objects of power were placed on Earth as tests by some astral entity. Our dimension was once part of the astral plane, and the objects were left behind as its borders receded. The astral plane was an early threshold into the oldest house, but the connection was severed, and now the two are linked solely through the objects of power. I will attempt to disprove some of these in order to thin the herd. Hopefully the truth will emerge. Refer to file 6326498 for full reports.
Drawing the pyramid.
The what?
The pyramid.
What's a pyramid?
The Black Pyramid. It's in the astral plane.
Airplane?
Astral plane. It's big, white, and empty. Or is it? It's a weird, crazy alien dimension. The white goes on forever. You can get lost in all that white and never find your way back home.
I miss my home.
That was a bit savage.
What are they for? Do you always need to wear them? And what's the deal with the headroom anyway?
Resonance theory. Summary. Resonance, it's there but we can't see it. It vibrates around us, through us, from us. But what if the vibration is conscious? Question mark. What could a force like that do? Question mark. Something opened the door to a something I've called something. The something emits a force that is far beyond the forces we've previously dealt with. It has shown me so much that I have to wonder, is resonance the key element in all altered phenomenon? Question mark. AWE's altered items, objects of power, do they share a common something that we've yet to discover? Question mark. We can harmonize control points. What else would the correct frequency allow us to achieve? Question mark. What if resonance has been the answer the whole time, or this whole time? Question mark. Refer to file something for full report. Alright.
Despite what you may have heard, HRAs are not monitoring devices.
Darling budget request. Dear Dr. Darling, I suspect my colleague Dr. Harrington has already contacted you asking for an increase in her department's budget. I'm not surprised. Parapsychology has always been the squeaky wheel, all fuss but no results. Parakinesiology has always been the stronger department. More breakthroughs, more tangible data, more usable research. I'm sure a man of your esteem can plainly see which department is more deserving of the budget increase. Just think what those additional resources could do for an already formidable research team. Anyway, I know you're a fan of single malts, so I left a bottle of well-aged brown on your desk. Yours in admiration, Dr. Abraham Lewis.
I'm not tracking your movements, but listening to your conversations while you're wearing them. You do that regardless whether or not you're wearing an HRA.
Astral Plane Counter-Essay. Summary: Dr. Darling is inconsistent that certain objects of power share a direct connection to their something, an entity or group of entities that we have little information on, in brackets so little that I am allowed to access. In his written reports he states that there is a clear link between these objects of power, the something, the astral plane, and the oldest house itself. His work supposes these links are innate, a fact ingrained into the very something of objects such as the hotline or the service weapon. But what if these particular objects were never linked to the something, but had that connection forced upon them? Question mark. Isn't it strange that no other objects of power request or require such direct contact with the something? Question mark. Isn't it strange that using the service weapon or the hotline will result in grievous harm or even death if the user is not the director or at least worthy of the role? Question mark. Why do we assume this involvement by the something is a natural fact and not something more? Something? Question mark. Refer to file 6239382 for full report. Alright, I think we've read as much information as we can in here.
It's a life preserver. Only instead of water, the thing HRAs protect you from is classified. One day that...
So that might have done something. Obviously not. Well, they obviously didn't want us knowing information. Apparently. Alright. Well, whatever tore through that. Is dangerous. Material astral blip. So we got like some kind of canteen area. Hubert Black Rock analysis. Hi Carla, does it strike you as odd that Darling insists on having us appear in those bizarre videos of his? Question mark. I mean, we just stand there, he doesn't even let us have lines or anything. Don't get me wrong, beats a day in the lab, plus it's always great to work with you. Oh yeah, I finished the comparative analysis of the 2 black rock samples you sent. The prism or whatever you called it, I filed them in the usual place under C for Carla. Handy mnemonic device, right? Question mark, haha. Anyway, let me know if there's anything you want to discuss about the data. I'll gladly explain. Maybe we could chat about it over some drinks or dinner even. I can't remember the last time I had a good steak. Maybe we could go together after work sometime. Question mark. Hubert likes Carl, by the looks of things. I'm free tomorrow. All the very best, Hubert. Okay. Alright, so we definitely need to deconstruct some things. Let's deconstruct that. Deconstruct that. Okay.
She's in trouble. I need to reach her.
Emergency call supplement. Details. Transcript of a call to the California State Emergency Services. So this is between the dispatcher and a voice. Doesn't tell you who the voice is. 911, what is your emergency? Hello, hello, I'm here, can you hear me? I can hear you, Mom. Where are you? I'm inside the wires, I'm lost. Mom, have you been drinking tonight? I feel like I'm stretching through the wire towards you. Don't hang up, I might go if you hang up. Go where, Mom? Go, gone, away. Okay, and can you describe your surroundings? In brackets, unknown noise. Mom, hello, Mom. Note, dispatcher attempted to call the number back, but it was no longer in service.
The astral plane. Similar to an iceberg, what you see is not what you always get. Regardless, this place is vitally important to the Bureau. Most information on the astral plane is classified, but we can talk in broad strokes, keeping in mind that these are staggeringly complex systems, and simplification does them no justice. Now, the white non-space, the ever-present inverted black pyramid, the board, all linked, intrinsically tied to the oldest house, tied to the director, the process of choosing a director, tied to all objects of power in terms of who controls them. Yes. The astral plane. And so, what you see is not what you always get. Regardless, this place is vitally important to the Bureau. Most information on the astral plane is classified, but we can talk in broad strokes, keeping in mind that these are staggeringly common. An early hypothesis was that the mindscape of the astral plane is subjective. But that was fast proven wrong. It's an actual place, not a construct of the mind, even though it is with our minds that we enter and experience it. But then, one could argue that that's the case with all reality. We've been able to record footage of the astral plane by monitoring the brain activity of those experiencing it. That is the only concrete material that has come out of the astral plane expeditions. Apart from one shocking exception. In the astral plane footage, we're always in the vicinity of the pyramid. We've concluded that this, not the entire plane, is what the board controls. We have glimpsed movement, native species, always in the distance, and yet contact was made. We don't have footage of this, a technical malfunction, but when one of our astronauts returned, a brain cloud, an astral fugue, had hitchhiked a ride in his head. It ruptured out, killing the subject in question. It's a relentless predator, pursuing thoughts, minds, lethal to those the entity feeds on. Proper containment protocols are to be observed when dealing with it.
Astral Exhibition. The Astral Exhibition was originally built to the astronauts to use as a training location, a place to grow accustomed to the sights and sounds of the astral plane before diving into the real thing. We could have done a better job with it, but something was being stingy with the budget, or someone. However, once we discovered the something, we decided to repurpose the space. Similar to how zoos hope familiar surroundings will affect the well-being of their animals, we hope to observe the something's behaviour in an environment similar to its own home dimension. So far it just breaks everything we put in it, but Rome wasn't built in a day. Refer to file 3193811 for full report. Addendum. New naming conventions have been established for the astral entity now known as Astral Spike. Outdated terms in this report have been redacted, not outdated. Alright.
An early hypothesis was...
I think we've just watched that on that screen. Keep pressing the wrong buttons. Alright.
I can't believe they keep that thing here.
What we even meant to do, bro? Ah, I get you. You're a bastard. Alright. What are we meant to do for this? Just so we're a little bit more clear. Okay, so according to this, we need to trap it inside that area. Why is it not working? Ah, okay. Fuck me.
What was the Bureau doing with that thing?
Someone answer, damn it! We need backup down here!
Marshall, are you still there? Shit. We're so close. We need to hurry.
Hiss clusters heal other enemies, destroy them to make the fight easier. Okay. Precognitive powers. Nadine sent this to research for analysis. RE my precognitive powers. Urgent, Dr. Darling. Last night I had a dream. In the dream I was given the solution to a staffing problem I'd been presented with just yesterday. The problem is of a confidential nature and must therefore remain unclarified here. But I can assure you that the method through which I received this helpful information was undeniably paranatural. I can only draw the conclusion that I possess exceptional precognitive abilities and as such offer my services to the Bureau's research teams. We must utilize my powers for the greater good. Signed, Mr. Francis Bertram. I'll be there in a second. Let me just see if I've missed any files down here. Okay, can't see any. And it's 3:45. Very nice. Chauffeurin ritual intuition. Okay. Got a new mission again. Groupthink. This study extends the works of Irving Janis, Robert Barron and others by proposing strong causal links between groupthink and the passive or active use of telepathy. To prove these connections, the parapsychology department carried out variations of Solomon Asch's original conformity experiments using a telepathic individual as the subject. In brackets, see experiment something for details. Extensive qualitative and quantitative data resulting from these experiments was then used to identify telepathic interference within the group. Further empirical findings suggest measures can be taken to safeguard against telepathic influence on behaviors by engaging in something. Rather boldly, this paper stands to revolutionize decades of groupthink theory and provide new directions for further experimentation on the mind, including manipulation of something and something. Refer to file 3182849 for full report. Alright. And a Hiss cluster. Hiss clusters are unique in that they are concentrated manifestations of Hiss resonance without the need of a host. Hiss clusters are dense spherical compressions of Hiss resonance that serve support functions in the hierarchy of Hiss entities. The clusters are capable of replenishing Hiss hosts with infusions of resonance. This does not heal any physical damage inflicted on the organic host, but rather seems to rejuvenate them, allowing them to endure more bodily harm than normally possible. The fact that the Hiss makes an effort to preserve its corrupted hosts underlines a level of awareness and discretion that was previously just speculation on my part. Can this entity be considered an individual or simply an extension of the Hiss as a whole? Capturing one quote-unquote alive would be quite interesting. Refer to file something for full report. Okay, we got another record again. Astronauts information. This report serves as an introductory guide to the astronaut program, including candidate requirements, training practices, and astral research procedures. Astronauts are chosen individuals who explore and document the astral plane by making physical contact with the X-ray light box. In brackets, see case file OOP18 for details. In the hypnosis lab, a section of the parapsychology division, physical and psychological training is vital for the repeated transition between planes known as dives. After each dive, astronauts must undergo a something session in the cognitive recording chairs to record their experience in the plane. Gathered data has conclusively proven that something within the astral plane vary widely between astronauts. On rare occasion, these dives can result in losses often occurring when teams encounter aggressive astral entities. Refer to file 829-1838 for full report. And then apparently we've got one more to look at. Missions. Okay. Well, problem is, got some mods here as well. Problem is, I don't really know hold on a second, let me just put this on. I don't really know where. I don't think we've unlocked the area that we need to go to so far. So we can't access that area at the moment because it doesn't show up on the map. So what we're going to do is we are does this one show up? Okay, we'll go to that one in a second then. Alright, good stuff.
Marshall, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Who is this?
My name is Jesse Faden. I'm coming to help.
Faden. Hold on. I'm setting the elevator for you. We need to talk.
You got that right. More of you? Really?
I had a feeling that would happen. Alright.
Welcome to the party, ma'am. Marshall is right down the hall.
Alright. Good stuff. We'll be there in a second. Reason we keep checking these areas is because there was somewhere, see there's information here that I'll miss otherwise. Rubber duck supplements. Discovered in the home of Agent Something after his young daughter complained of being followed by her rubber duck. According to Agent Something, the matter was ignored, believed to be the result of a child's imagination until he began to hear the quacking at night. After discovering the item hiding in his daughter's closet, he brought it to the Bureau for study. Update: it was discovered that Agent Something was bringing known paranatural materials into his home, illegally taking them outside the oldest house. How this may have affected the creation of an altered item is being investigated. Agent Something has been terminated. Alright.
Marshall is waiting for you in the luck lab, just down the hall.
Okay, thank you.
There you are. I was starting to worry.
Be there in a second, buddy. Let me just see if there's anything else.
Congratulations on your appointment, Director Phaeton. I'm Helen Marshall, head of Bureau Operations. Zachariah's dead then, and I assume you found his gun.
Just call me Jesse. Trench told me to find you. He said you could help.
And he told you this through the hotline. Makes sense.
None of this phases her? Really?
Here's the situation. Darling created the HRAs in a lab nearby. We need more if we're gonna survive this attack. My Rangers can't secure the lab alone, not against those things. We need more firepower.
At least she seems to know what's going on here. She could know about Dylan. I can clear out the hiss. I'll be your firepower.
That's a good answer.
Is she testing me?
Darling has systems in place to protect his labs. This should help you get past them. We'll talk more after you clear out the hiss. Rangers, let her through. We'll have to lock the door behind you. Sorry, but we can't risk a breach.
Okay.
Collins, what's the situation?
Squad C hasn't made it back. They're still out there, which means we should assume they're KIA.
I'll be there in a second, guys. Right.
I see Rangers over there. We have to help them.
Motherfucker. Will this thing stop dodging me? Arsehole. Damn, okay. Okay, this is where we came from. So if we head this way in a minute. Synchronicity Lab. Synchronicity experiments. As a test, television sets were placed in a variety of locations around the world inside rooms identically decorated. The hypothesis was that by identically altering the decor of every room and then changing the channel in every room but one, that the single differing television would spontaneously align the incoming frequency to match its synchronized counterparts. The experiment seemed like a failure until it was observed that the agents responsible for arranging and monitoring these rooms were all experiencing the same emotional turmoil as one clinically depressed member of the team, in brackets himself being located in the eastern part of something. Psychological examination of the agents proved the correlation. Interestingly, the phenomenon of synchronicity did occur, but not in the way we predicted. Refer to file 1873452 for full report. Alright, Hiss warped. The Hiss Warped wield only supernatural abilities similar to drifters. They are able to telekinetically shield themselves with nearby material and launch objects at their target. These entities are particularly destructive and difficult to kill, possibly indicating a greater internal reinforcement of Hiss resonance. Why do certain Hiss display supernatural abilities while others rely on Bureau firearms? Do certain corrupted entities have less potential than the hosts that become Hiss warped? Or is this perhaps an indication of evolution or maturation of the Hiss corruption? Are there other stages of evolution yet to be found? What if the Hiss inhabitants are host for a month, a year? Do hosts expire after a certain amount of time? Does the corruption become too strong for an organic body to endure? Only time in brackets and well-documented observation will tell. Refer to file something for full report. And we've got a new loadout again. Okay. We can't go to this yet, but we know we'll have to do something when we've got a level 6 keycard. Okay. So we've got another shelter here. Threshold Kids Proposal. With the recent arrival of the Something, there are certain glaring gaps in the Bureau's ability to educate and raise a young Something. There are no other Something for Something to play with, and Something is expected to learn about a frightening new concepts. Solution: Something will require a slow, Something-friendly introduction to paranatural topics. With this in mind, allow me to introduce The Threshold Kids, a television show in which a cast of cheerful puppets explain the dangers of living at the Bureau, but also show the fun side of the paranatural. Budget would be minimal. I took a few puppet making courses at my local community centre. We can have research staff build the sets, record the footage, and even do the voices. It will be good for morale, and I guarantee Something will respond positively to these videos. We can't expect a Something to enjoy lectures on people in lab coats, but as television has proved for years, Something love puppets. Launch efficiency. Okay. Continue on towards Darling's HRA lab. Okay. Got material. All right.
This way to the lab? Okay. You must like these HRAs. Sounds like Darling built them. And most of the things around here.
52AE. Altered item number 52AE analysis, session 2. I will begin by introducing various stimuli to the item. First, a low-voltage electric shock. No response. Next, I will introduce heat via a standard Bunsen burner. No response. Next, a series of solutions will be applied, each with a different value on the pH scale, from 0 to 14. No response to any value. Next, I will attempt to communicate. Can you understand me? Can you understand my words? Quack if you can understand my words. No response. This concludes session 2. We'll need time to prepare further tests. Analysis.
If Marshall can't help us with Dylan, he's our next best bet. Assuming he's not dead. Or taken over by the hiss.
Okay, we need to go over that way to do that mission. We're on the other side. Okay.
Next, I will introduce heat via a standard Bunsen burner. No response. Next, a series of solutions will be applied.
HRA lab.
You led me here. Any idea how to make it work?
Black rock prisms. Black rock prisms are unique formations of black rock, distinct in both their shape and potency. While the density of black rock dampens paranatural forces, the unique something structure of prisms retain frequencies in the range something to something hertz with perfect something harmonization. This report analyzes the results of focusing a something through a harmonized prism onto a something, methods for the imprinting of non-physical fields onto something, imbuing them with the properties of the harmonized resonance something in the prism will be explored and explained. Refer to file something for full report. Oh, we don't want to... Okay, that's just stairs.
Hello again, Director. It appears we have a new problem. We need to get the HRA machine working.
I've replaced a couple of spark plugs, but this looks a bit more complicated.
Darling must have had a system. Randomness isn't in his nature. The punch cards, the symbols, the terminals. How do they connect?
I'll see what I can do.
So, we need to find all the punch cards.
Alright, we're just going to fast forward this basically.
Each punch card should correspond to a terminal.
Okay.
These whiteboard drawings may be important.
Oh, press the wrong one. Right, what's that one?
It looks like he was working on something to do with these symbols. What do the symbols mean?
No idea, that's why I'm getting help. Because otherwise we'll be here all day, guys. Okay, so this is apparently the formula we need, or the symbols we need to reset all this, or do all this. It would have just took 20,000 hours to do. Right, let me get back. Out of that. There we go.
The prism shattered. Darling's prototypes have a lot of issues. We need a new plan. We need more Blackrock prisms to make this machine work. Darling has another lab, down in the Blackrock processing site in maintenance. That must be where he keeps the prisms.
I've been to maintenance already. I can find my way. But how long will that take? Nothing here is simple. I need to ask her now, before I go. I need something from you first. What do you know about Dylan Faden?
I knew this was coming. Lives are at stake here, and we need this machine working to save those lives. Once that is done, Director Faden, then we can talk.
She's right. As much as I don't want to admit it. I'm the only one who can help. Fine. I'll get the prisms first. Dylan will have to wait just a little longer. But don't call me Director. Jesse is fine.
I'll call you Faden. Here, you'll need this keycard.
Thanks. Emily Pope has set up a base in Executive. Once I have the prism, I'll meet you there.
Right. I'll move out immediately. And keep an eye out for Darling. Finding him might be the key to stopping the hiss.
With just one large-scale HRA. It's there now. We are about to be exposed to a different kind of resonance. Hostile, viral, invasive resonance. That's what the Hedron resonance amplifiers are for. Taking the protection Hedron can provide us, and keeping us from being wiped out.
Trophy earned, Old Boys Club.
This will lead back to Central Research.
All right.
Resonance is the key. Vibration, frequencies, waveforms, fields we didn't know were there. It's physics. These fields in complex interaction, altering reality that comes to contact with them. Hedron is communicating with me. It's trying to warn me of something imminent. I've been using every known method to analyze the data. Exposing myself to it. I'm seeing things and overcome by compulsion. It's not just data, it's protection. It's benign. We are about to be exposed to a different kind of resonance. Hostile, viral, invasive resonance. That's what the Hedron resonance amplifiers are for. Taking the protection Hedron can provide us and keeping us from being wiped out.
Okay, so we did just watch that, but because we're watching it from a different viewpoint then, it was something that I thought was like a newer video. Objects of power. All right. Give me my damn stuff, man. All right. So if I go this way. Right.
I see it. Another object of power? They're just standing there, mesmerized by it.
Find a way to... Find a way into the X-ray room to blind the lights. I know I said that wrong. What was it again? Okay, so this is apparently the pattern we need.